Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to this SpeedGaming and the ALTTPR Randomizer tournament race between FuriousMagic and Yukikaze. I'm the Titan84, and I am joined here in the booth by Greatbox. How are you doing?
I'm well, happy to be here. Looking forward to this. It's going to be a great matchup between Furious and Yuki. Furious so far 2-0 in group, off to a great start, while Yuki, this is his first match in the group format. So I'm curious to see how both runners play this on this early Sunday morning.
So, we have a tournament key sanity setting. So, all of the keys will be randomized except for 3. The 2 in the castle tower, and the Ganon's Tower Big Key. Those are not vanilla, but the 2 in the castle tower are completely vanilla. The Ganon's Tower Key is randomized within Ganon's Tower. So we are going to be getting going here any second now.
Glad to see both runners have good luck, have fun up in their naming conventions for this match. We've seen a lot of cross keys, a lot of inverted, so hopefully the runners enjoy it.
So we got different starts here. Some money for Yuki and a map for Furious.
Yeah, a little divergence out of the gate. Looks like Yuki heading into escape, doing a tree pull, just small magic. Looks like Furious is going to be making his way likely over to the woods with a tree pull as well.
Yeah, and the music pack that Furious is using is from Messenger.
And I believe Yuki is using Trials of the Sky today.
We did get a key to pod, and that's a map on the Lumberjack Ledge, so definitely not doing Aga 1 for that. And yeah, Yuki just doing the uncle start and then following Furious into the Northwood.
Yeah, not a whole lot out of the gate for this race today. A couple of maps, one key of note, a little bit of love in the woods, but otherwise nothing remarkable. We have a second tree pull, and it looks like it'll be arrows this time. That is remarkable, though. We have boots.
Yeah, boots this early is... I mean, it's in a spot where you're going to go fairly soon, so it's not going to be much difference.
No, nice quality of life improvement, though. Both runners will be able to go fast. It opens up a few additional checks on the map, so we'll see if the runners take advantage of those before dipping into CAC.
Yeah, and Furious here showing his game knowledge that this bonk rock always has a bomb under it. So, farming a few bombs before he goes into the village.
Yeah, at least 3, and then probably on his way.
And Yuki doing the same. That's a nice hammer.
It's a nice hammer indeed. Interesting early finds and a swagnet to top it off.
You always get the swagnet early when Aga 1 is probably not going to be used.
Let's see what we have in the well today. Nice to get the early cash too. Both runners should have enough, I would think, to do the bottle vendor check once they head into Kakariko proper as well.
And Smoky to Skull Woods, we don't necessarily need those. And a bottle.
Bottle vendor. Yeah, just 20 rubies today. Another small heart. Here's our first big key of the match, Tower of Hera.
Yeah, don't go up there yet, but it's always nice to have when you do go up the mountain.
No, and with that early hammer, maybe some early indication of the potential direction of where the seed is going to point the runners. We'll have to see.
Still need quite a few items to even get up the mountain. That is a small key to Turtle Rock. We're gonna need a couple of those, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see how many of the runners actually end up finding along the way, and whether or not lava chest becomes a thing.
Furious again doing this blind.
I like it. I don't know if the handful of seconds difference in the end, especially in keys, I think probably most instances you're going to find an item of value there.
Yeah, because there's so many more items that you could end up there when all the keys are out there. But then again, also all the maps and compasses are out there, so...
Absolutely, and increase small heart pool as well. Yuki making the same play, though. He'll pick up his key as well.
Furious choosing to go South Shore checks. Now, Seed, where do you actually want us to go? Because we're gonna have to find some kind of progression here soon. We preferably want it before we exit Minimoldon Cave, because after that, there's a lot of just some checks here and there left.
Yeah, you get your one-off checks, distance checks at that point, Magina, and actually it looks like Furious is going to be making the play potentially to the desert.
That is surprising.
With boots, I mean, I guess it makes a little bit more sense. You're definitely not taking as much time to trek across the sand. Easy check on the ledge, just a small heart, and then over to Agina's cave. Surprised he's doing this before Mini Moldorm. Obviously, the more item-dense play, though.
And Yuki is following in the same play. Okay. That's a lot of cash. Considering that they have boots, that cash might push you to build a Zora if you have enough money.
Yeah, and they're going to be close. Furious is sitting at 440. We'll see if he gets any closer with the remainder of South Shore Mini Moldorm Cave. Another opportunity to rake up his extra 60 rubies that he's missing.
So I believe they're on the same heart count. Oh, Yuki is going eastern. No, he's just... Okay, he's checking the island, and then eastern, yeah.
And just more cash on the island. So some divergence after a fairly linear start for the runners.
Yeah, really odd not going minimal enclave. Which has the glove. That is enough for Furious to farm money for Zora. We have a green pendant in pod, obviously. Pendant pod is standard, almost. But that's a Quake, a Flute, and a cute Ice Palace in the closet.
Saha with a fairly stacked closet. I mean, Flute would be nice. The medallion, one out of the 3 potential that we need, so he's fine. Yuki wasting no time heading back to the village to... Well, no, I apologize. It looks like he's going to stop and do bonk rocks along the way, but then likely on back to CAC to activate his flute.
One thing there is always new things to learn in this game, and one thing I very recently learned is that tree on the right there. Once you've killed Aga 1, bonking that gives you 8 bombs. There is no need to ever get more bombs when you have done Aga 1, but for some reason it does. Because that's how the base game was coded.
Man, that's news to me as well. I wasn't aware of that fact. Yuki activating the flute, and it looks like Furious had set up for a water walk.
Which he is saving, so that he can go up to the hobo, hop in, get the item, and then sprint back down. And Yuki, with his activated flute, is going straight to Ice Rod K, not doing mini Moldorms.
Yeah, we'll see if he loops back in. I like this play, and it crosses off another out-of-the-way check potentially with Agena already having been completed, so maybe just due diligence in the routing before heading back to the mini Moldorm cave.
Yeah, and the hobo had mapped Ice Palace for us.
Furious checks the island, sees just 50 rubies, and he'll be on his way over to the ferry.
Yeah, this does mean that Yuki cannot do the water walk. Nothing in the Waterfall Ferry, unfortunately.
Just a stack of bombs on the waterfall ledge.
Okay, thanks, Dora. Armor is okay this early.
I think both runners would have probably preferred to see a sword. But I wouldn't say no to blue mail either.
Yeah, this is Furious getting his bonk check, and Yuki going for the back of his game. So we have a question. So first of all, Ice Rod in the back of the stage, but we have a question in chat about the music. This is the Messenger music pack that we hear from Furious. We also got a book. Yeah, that screams desert. Unfortunately, okay, Furious, I hope you're going to Eastern now, because you're gonna need that boat. Nope.
Looks like he's off to the castle for checks that he's omitted so far. I don't believe he's done Uncle.
Is it possible to go to Uncle the vanilla way when you have boots?
We have the
Possibly.
Dark Palace Compass from Yuki. First check in Desert, and he'll be checking the Torch Room next, it looks like. Cape.
This is a front of the castle check. Only the first chest is in logic since we have not found the key. Yuki is going to follow Furious into here. So our differences right now is that Furious has done Zora and Zora area, while Yuki got his flute and Quake from the closet. And Yuki has also done what he can do in Desert.
Nothing in the guarded room, so Furious will continue on. Size strats on the guard by Yuki.
Yeah, for some reason the Ice Rod just kills the blue guards. Swamp Pig, okay. That's a fetch quest you don't want to have to do after going to Swamp. But yeah, Death Warp from Furious to get the last check.
We've seen the same from Yuki. Oh, or not. Save and
Or
quit.
not. We don't have much else in logic here. It's the mountain. It's just inside Spec Rock, and it's Eastern.
Nice use of the ropes as a landmark by Furious. The strat you don't see often in a dark room. It's not one you always have access to, but it's going to pay
that's
off.
Mitts! Wow!
Frozen rope to Titan mitts. There is a play, folks.
And yeah, I'm thankful Furious is now going to Easter because not having that flute for a while will make you lose time. Unfortunately, those myths don't open up anything yet, not without the Moon Pearl.
Nope, and Yuki just found that Moon Pearl in Easter.
That might be bad. That Yuki is not gonna go back for that one check in Castle in the Dark Cross. Possibly until its lost location.
Yeah, the Moon Pearl is going to open up quite a bit at this point with the glove. So we'll have to see just when and if he decides to route that back in. There's going to be a lot of additional choices to make at this point aside from Dark Cross.
Yeah, and having those myths really will make routing Dark World a lot easier. Or I should say, more efficient.
I like the play by Furious. He's cleaned out the back of the closet. Now he's directly into Eastern, so he's going to be finding his Moon Pearl in fairly short order here.
I think Furious really wants to find his mirror or hook shot soon. Because then he has an entire mountain of a whole bunch of quick checks to go through.
With the Moon Pearl hand, it looks like Yuki is going to be dipping into the Dark World, and I suspect heading over to Hype Cave.
Yeah, this is Hype Cave. Yeah, and he can go wherever he wants to from here, really. Hype Cave has a small key to hold. That's nice. Big key to Mire, rupees, bombs, and rupees. Okay, 2 out of 10.
Yeah, not a lot of hype there. I mean, the big key is a nice find. The small key, certainly helpful.
We're going to get a bomb check. Swamp and Thieves now.
Swamp and Thieves. A little bit more knowledge in regards to the puzzle of what dungeons are required.
So this is Pro Kingston. Yeah. Yeah, the hearts this seed has been really lacking.
It has. Dark World access with 4 hearts on Yuki's side, and will be 5 for Furious when he does enter.
Yeah, so that blue mail for Furious is actually paying off right now. You have technically 10 hearts to 4.
It's one of the few instances that you see Zora become a wise investment.
Yuki gets a hot container there and saves some coins.
Furious has activated his flute, and we'll see here he goes from here with a little bit more mobility.
I'm thinking Mire area. Or not.
No, it looks like he's going to go for Village of Outcasts here. Potentially, maybe the front of Skull Woods. We'll have to see. It looks like the front of Skull Woods is going to be the play.
We have 1 key. That's enough to check most things.
So Yuki making use of his hammer. It's going to be heading up the potentially pyramid.
Pyramid, and I did not see what that was in Skull Woods.
I did not either.
Bloomerang, the chat tells us.
An additional blue bottle. Oh, now there's an item. Fire rod.
Fire rod in Skull Woods. Yay.
Furious setting up for a death warp.
So yeah, you can clear this dungeon except the big chest.
Meanwhile, it looks like Yuki's going to be taking advantage of the potential small keys and the big key that he found, as he's going to be heading over to Pod.
Interesting that FuriousMagic choosing not to finish Skull Words. That's a big key on the ledge.
Yep, yeah, so bumper ledge definitely going to be required. Boomerang strats from Furious on the guards. Love to see it.
So we got the cape on Yukikaze. I can't remember where we got it. Yeah, desert. It was yeah, right. It was Torch Desert. Thank you, Chad. But Furious now has an extra pod small. That's a bow in front of this town.
It looked like he was going to walk away potentially from the entrance there for a moment, but then thought better of it. Dips in, finds his bow. I believe that's our third bottle of the match.
So with 3 pod keys, if you don't open the front door, you can kill the boss and get most of the items. I think you have to skip 2. Because we have the big key, we have the hammer, bow. So yeah, for Furious, this seat is really shouting, go to pod now. Completely dark maze for a red meringue. Yeah, this is actually decently dangerous for Yuki. 3 hearts green mail, that's 2 hits and he will die. But he gets his small key to pop. It's the Thieves Town.
Furious, meanwhile, is doing hammer pegs. Small heart. Gonna leave it behind. Suspect he'll continue his routing south from here, then potentially make his way over to pod after he finishes clearing out the dig game, Stumpy, type cave.
And a vanilla key. Duh. There's always a pendant. There's always a pod key in pod.
So it looks like the runners are just... Go ahead.
That was even sank hard on the dig game. And Yuki's giving us a ped check already.
He does have the book out. Cash.
Lots and lots of cash.
Well, Furious has picked up Jeremiah, taking him on the world tour.
Yeah, so that means he's not going into pod when he gets over there. This might be catfish.
Furious giving us a reminder that our 5/6s are going to be Swamp and Thieves Town today.
And while our runners are doing some checks that the other one has already done, please go follow them. Their links are in the chat right now, and it will be in the description as well. So they're putting on a fantastic show for us here. These are two really, really good runners. So I believe that fire rod put the myths into logic.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. That would be your fire source there for the Dark Cross then. Jeremiah getting the full world tour today.
Yeah, and we do have to remember that if they're going to death pop again, they have a fairy on the bottom now, so we need to be wary about that so they don't survive. No, Furious tossed his before he did his in his town. Fish has a sword for us.
Yeah, it's a nice one. 31 minutes in, we finally have some weaponry that's not a hammer.
Yeah, and Yuki, you don't have the big key. And you have a fairy. Uh-oh. Nope, he is going to walk out. Okay.
Nice awareness by Yuki. Meanwhile, Furious has turned in Jeremiah, picks up another key to Pod.
See this screaming pod at us, really.
Furious is committed to cleaning up his checks that he can complete with the items that he has. Quick map check. Let's see what's in the... I did not catch the medallion there on Misery. Did you happen to see it?
Quick. So we can enter. We can't finish. And the big key, the turtle rock is locked by the cape, so that's maybe something we need?
Possibly. We did have our small key, our second small, I believe, for Turtle Rock and Myers Shed as well.
Yeah. And Yuki is going to Skull Woods to get his fire rock.
Meanwhile, Furious is going to enter Misery Mire.
I'm not sure about this Maya play.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this would have been a choice I would have made at this point, just given how much we have is in inventory at this point for Pod. I agree. I think Pod is screaming to be completed at this point. it's possible that the fact that it's just a pendant is enough of a deterrent. Although it is a green pendant, and it's without mirror, I suppose it's a little bit more of an out-of-the-way turn-in. Still doable, though.
Yeah.
There's our 4th bottle.
Yuki is doing the back of skulls, which we didn't see. That's an interesting map to Turtle Rock, because that will tell us a lot. Furious knows that there is a big key on Bumper Ledge, but he doesn't know that it is Turtle Rock. And if that's required, then yeah. But we are going to get a 6-heart, no half magic green male mob fight with hammer, no sword. Or not! Yeah, that's just a save and quit.
No, that arrow of destiny.
That was a very long walk for one check.
I believe that we may be at the point now where, unfortunately for Yuki, not having done the Dark Cross, Titan's Mitts, that's coming back to potentially impact his routing in a pretty significant way.
That's our 5th pod small key for Furious. This seed couldn't scream any louder, go to pod. Yeah, Chatter reminding us the last key up to pod is in pod, so we have all 6 keys. Helmasaur and the green pendant is now not technically in logic because you need the flute. No, you need the lamp. But the lamp is locked somewhere non-mix located. But that's a hook shot in Meyer.
Yeah, and the buyer play in this case for Furious coming up big. Second Skullwood key, the small there was a nice find, but the hook shot, I like the read. I still think I would go to Meyer potentially before clearing the mountain, but it's hard to pass it up at this point with hammer and hook shot.
Yeah, hammer and hook shot. As I said before, the mountain with those mitts, it's just so much you can do up here. While Yuki can't do anything more up here than get this big key. Which is the big key to desert.
And I'm wondering if that's going to lead him right back to desert with it having been found.
Yeah, with Fire Rod and Glove, you can finish this. I didn't know. Well, I'm not. Did we get the small key here? No.
Furious dropping down, he'll be collecting his desert big key as well. Likely not fluting off the mountain, though. I suspect he's going to have a few more checks he's going to complete before wanting to change course.
He has 17 checks over here now. 2 of them is just watching, but 15 to pick up. This is the densest play he could possibly do right now. Even Pod doesn't have that many checks for him.
Yeah, looking at the loadout, I mean, there's just a handful of items I think that we'd be potentially looking for. Cane would be nice. Flippers. Definitely a second sword. There is a possibility of a whole lot of fetch quests out there still at this point. We have not seen powder, mushroom, or shovel.
How about a swamp small?
I like it.
Sword is very nice.
And unfortunately for poor Yuki, he's still sitting on hammer. He still has yet to locate the first sword of the match.
Catfish you don't want to go to.
No, it's super out of the way, unfortunately, at this point.
Yes, it was a pendant.
Furious taking advantage of the Master Sword. He'll be going right over to the pen, or to the pedestal. Rubies. We'll see if he dips Hera.
He has the big key, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that hookshot, yeah, you can definitely hook play this. Well, without the basement. And Yuki is going back into pod now.
Set up by Furious for the Hera pot clip. Interestingly, catches a fairy.
Yeah, he caught 2 of them. Let's see how Trollbomb is today.
Not particularly trolly.
And bow locked in pod, we had 20 rupees and a small key to puddle lock. Hera's our last pendant. Which means Turtle Rock is a crystal. We now have, well, commentators have all the knowledge of where the pendants and crystals are. Furious doesn't know that Desert is one, and Yuki doesn't know that Hera is one. Yeah, Yuki is getting more and more funneled back towards that. Oh my god, that's a mirror. Which Yuki immediately takes to go and Fudo.
Back to the mountain. That's an interesting choice. I'm not sure if the mirror in this case really helps him or hurts him, pointing him back to Dark Cross.
I think it hurts him more because he just got he got the mountain, the light side mountain into logic. Which makes him, this is his second trip up the mountain. He's probably going to make 4 mountain trips. I missed what the bottom chest in Super Bunny Cave had. It was some text.
I didn't see it either in this case. Yuki doing up the Hera at this point. Now he's went ahead and
That's
checked.
our lamp in Hookshot Cave. So now the seed has finally said, okay, you got all of pod in logic. How about you go there? I did not catch what that medallion was.
I did not either. Let's see if chat did.
Bombos, says chat. Maybe.
If that's the case, we have one more medallion we need to find. Let's see if Spike Cave is the answer.
Okay, that's why Furious was farming fairies, so that he could do Spy Cave with 2 of them. Do Spy Cave to get an invulnerability item. Okay, game.
Well, we found our first cane in the match. Not the cane we're probably looking for as far as progression goes, but still a nice protection. If you're in Yuki's position, that cane would likely come in huge at this point, given that he still hasn't located the blue mill from Zora.
And he has the cape, I believe he can do. Yeah, he can do it. With boots, you can speed through that. But Furious is completely avoiding. But this is a ped check. Furious has mitts. There is no reason for him to go up here unless he is checking ped.
Yeah, I understand the play here. I mean, a lot of your progression so far in the match has come from Pendant dungeons. Still doesn't seem interested in pod, though. This may be completing Skull Woods at this point for him, finally.
Yeah. Yeah, Furious is doing as much as he can to avoid double dipping. Feels like right now. Getting caught. So yeah, at 49 minutes, Yuki is finally going to get his first sword of the seed. Once the Deadrock decides to let him pass.
It's a couple of trolley overworld instances there. He really was blocked off by the many Moldorms too, just trying to get out of the check from spiral cave.
Yeah, Furious is in a completely different equipment state than Yuki was. You have Master Sword, you have Bloom Mail, you have nearly twice the art pieces. And unfortunately, Yuki can now enter Swamp. With Hammer and the small key and the mirror. Oh, no flippers, my bad. Forgot about that part.
And the lack of flippers at this point for Yuki is a blessing.
Yes. Flippers are going to be required.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good moth fight by Furious. 10 arrows for his trouble. More importantly, the first crystal of the match at 50 minutes, 22 seconds. That was a slog.
Yes, it was. But that just means you don't have that many items left you have to pick up. So it is very likely that you are going to go move several of the crystal dungeons in Key Sanity.
Yeah, we're not missing a lot from Go mode at this point. I think items are meaningful. We need the flippers, Bombos, and the cane.
We need a big key for Thieves Town. We need we need a big key for Eastern. I believe that's the keys that we need right now. But yeah, at 51 minutes, FuriousMagic is making the play to full clear pod with his 5, soon to be 6 small keys and big key and all the items he needs to finish it. And Kiki does not like you getting hit, and they will run back and steal more of your money. Yuki is doing more. Fighter sword, which is precarious, but it's doable. Playing on the safe side, okay. He still has a fairy, I believe.
I don't believe we've seen him use it. And will not need to. Takes down the moth with 1 heart.
And Yuki gets there first. Crystal. And yes, Furious can now do this big key chest in pod that Yuki skipped. Right after Furious is going to realize this was in logic. Oh no! That's the big key to Thieves Town. So Yuki now has 2 items that they have left behind in dungeons. And yeah, Chuck is correct. Yuki has set themselves up for a triple dip of Pendant pod. That never feels good. Graveyard Edge is in check. Just a hot container or hot piece. And FuriousMagic is actually going to kill Helmasaur first. Because he knows it is fully in logic with all 6 small keys.
And Yuki making the next sensible play that they can, going from GYL into King's Tomb. Gape another heart for his trouble. Curious to see if he chains in potentially Catfish here. Or at least give him his Master Sword.
Sadly, nope. Chad is talking about Desert. Yes, Yuki has done Desert without doing the right side. He doesn't have the small key. And Desert had the cape on the torch, which led to the big turtle rock, which we are gonna need to get. Oh, you can never check Lumberjack each. Here is Helmasaur for Furious.
Save and quit from Yuki, finding just a map on the ledge. Already at Link's house, let's see if he goes north. This may be the Dark Crossplay finally.
Yeah. He is not gonna be happy finding those meds now. Because you could have had them at least half an hour ago. That's a small key to Ganon's tower on Amazon. So I believe with the routing Furious can do here, which will probably be the fastest, he's going to find that mirror in the last check he does in here, and suddenly be very, very happy.
Meanwhile, Yuki has picked up Titan's mitts. And he's going to return to the mountain.
Or not. No, he realizes he can do Maya checks at least. And with that mirror, he can do checkerboard cave as well, which Furious couldn't.
And Yuki is going to chain that in, so we'll get a new check here. Furious picks up his red meringue. He's going to find one of our 3 fetch quest items.
Oh, the map was in pod. Okay, let's see what this green pendant has for us. Yuki is going to go into Maya to get his hook shot and be very happy he didn't go up on the mountain before doing this. It's a piece of art on the green pendant, but you had to do pendant pod. You had to get that mirror.
curious to see where Furious goes from here.
And this is mirror checks, right?
You would think so. I don't know if there's a good alternative. Unlike Pod, which was just screaming to be completed with full key logic. I guess.
Hey. Oh, he has the Thieves Town big key. So he can full clear this now. So yeah, there's probably some kind of progression back here in Thieves Town. Because Furious doesn't have much more to do that we haven't seen already.
Yeah, you would think either Kane or Flippers.
There was more. That's a punch in the gut, like, oh, really, game?
Yeah, not ideal. Probably not a trip that he's going to want to take.
I mean, he's literally done everything else on the mountain except Turtle Rock.
There's
And
Flip.
that's the fence. So yeah, that's swamp fully clear, almost fully clearable. Yeah, unfortunately, Yuki has skipped the very few checks that he really couldn't skip this seed. Now he gets his last sixth hard small key and realizing I am gonna have to go back there, aren't I?
Furious stays on script, takes down Blind. 20 rubies for his trouble, as well as his second crystal of the match.
Gas second. I can't see. Yeah, and now this is Yuki going up the mountain with his hook shot to get quite a few checks up here. And yeah, this is K45 and purple chest check for Furious. In the cave. I don't know what's faster here, dashing or just looting.
I'm going to go with dashing just based on Furious's strat so far.
Yeah,
Yuki gives us a couple more additional seconds to verify the Turtle Rock is in fact Bombos.
Yes. This is also Bombos' tablet for Furious. And then he has a very quick route into Swamp. Yeah. Mirror out. Yeah, this is Swamp. So Furious needs 2 big keys. Needs Eastern and Turtle Rock. We know what Turtle Rock is. It's on Lava Village. He also needs Bombos medallion and cane.
Curious to see if he routes in Desert potentially after Swamp here. Doesn't really have a reason to go back to Mizrumire at this point. I think it's the next logical play to potentially pick up the cape, which would give him access to the key on Bumper Ledge.
Yeah, that depends. If he finds the cane in here, ice is looking more juicy.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with that small key find, it's going to be perhaps a little more recent in his mind. Especially with flippers having been found.
Yeah, and Yuki is fake flippering 2 ice without a cane. I feel like this is more of a play because Yuki feels so far behind because of those myths and the book shot and everything. That
Yeah, I'd agree.
You're doing something that you think my opponent won't be doing this early.
Yeah, totally. It's a big sequence break without the flippers, even though we know where they are at this point. Anytime you dip into Ice Palace at this point without Icebreaker on the table, you know it's going to be a time sink.
But then again, the cane could just be in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could be. Nice diver down by Furious.
Yeah, nice diving. Now, to remember how to do the bomb jump here, which doesn't come up too often.
The real enemy is...
Sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to say the real enemy in this room is the fire bar at this point.
Yeah, not just when you're bumping over, but when you're on the other side, it can easily bump you back down multiple times. Yuki had 1 key, so he can go to the right side here fairly easily.
Neither dungeon so far really anything significant in either.
Not really. It was that ice small, but that's it.
bombs and cash. Furious continues his way to the back.
Oh, that's a fetch quest.
Yep. Yeah, magic powder. I'd be curious to see where he routes that in at this point. I'm not sure he has anything left to do at Village of Outcasts or Kakariko.
Not really, but you have the flute. It's not that much work, I think. Boot dashing over, it's like a minute check at most. With all the animations and such. That's Kano Samaria in Ice Palace. In the freezer room. And there was at least 2 rage slashes there from Yuki.
Now Furious finishing off Argus. Nice use of the Ice Rod strats.
Now, Yuki is well aware that none of this in Ice Palace is in logic. He needs his flippers first. Using a potion. Where are you going, Furious? Oh, Big Bomb.
I just finished, so that was the second of the 5-6. So we'll be visiting Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, Fighter Sword or Hammer Strats on the Puffballs. Really not fun.
No. Hugging the top of the room to avoid the ice balls. But poster not cooperating, hanging out towards the bottom in the middle.
There we go. A couple of good hits there.
Ooh. Does he still have his fairy? He does.
Unfortunately, nothing in the Pyramid Fairy. Okay, Furious, where are you going? This has to be Graveyard Ledge. Yeah. That's Eastern Palace big key on Cold Stand. Let's see. Yuki does not go back in the portal, so...
Yeah, I think in for a penny, in for a pound. Sequence breaking Ice Palace, and you were rewarded with the big key. I believe I'd follow this logic too and just dip right into Eastern.
Yeah, unfortunately for Yuki, Furious is close on his heels into ice, which is entirely in logic for him, so... he only has 2 small keys, so not fully in logic, but when have we ever cared about Ice Palace key logic?
See what we have in the big chest. Big heart. picks up this key and will make his way over to the IPBJ. We'll see if he can clear it in the one try it took Yuki. His use of the hook shot, yeah, short work of the room. Yuki's on to Armos.
Very nice quick kill strat here. For a small key to desert. Okay, game.
Yuki continuing to follow the keys. Right back to desert.
Yeah. So from a commentating perspective, I think we need to see Bombos now. And that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bombos is, the one item that we're missing at this point. Silvers would be great. I'm sure the runners would love to see Tempered Sword as well. I mean, none of them necessary to defeat Ganon at this point. So it's going to be curious to see where this last item of consequence is hiding. A lot of dungeons, a lot of checks still out there. And we also have magic powder on Furious' side.
Yeah, sadly nothing in the right side of desert, and now Yuki is down to single checks. Let's go to pick up a potion. One more.
Yeah, don't blame him. He's still on green mail.
Yeah.
Still hasn't visited Zora.
And Furious getting his rod, and no rage slashes, just keeps on going. And yeah, this is the Mire full clear for Yuki. And I understand why he's picking up those potions, because Hammer Victorious without, well, really without anything to kill most of it, without that hammer, that's really, really obnoxious.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult fight.
Furious using his potion to get more fire. That's a very quick fight for Furious, and rewarded with his big key to Eastern. You would think that both... I assume that Furious is going to go and clear either Mire or Eastern at this point. Yeah, this is Eastern. Yeah. So he's gonna go clear out Eastern, clear out Mire, and once he's done Mire, he's gonna pop over to Desert, and he can technically full clear it with the items that he has, which gives him the cape for his Turtle Rock Big Key on Bumper Ledge, and then all he needs is Bombos to finish it.
Nice cane dash there on the cannonballs.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here is the bomb strats for Yuki. this is just to soften up the small eyes. You're still gonna need to do a lot of spins here for the fighter sword. Oh, he's doing arrow strats from the side here. Okay. But yeah, now he wants to save the arrows he has for the big guy. This is a very nice, safe strat that Yuki is doing with the fighter sword here. You can't get hit by lightning. The eyes are coming in a predictable pattern. The last small eye, while Furious is doing his boss.
He takes down Vitreous. Really well played, given his loadout.
Yeah.
I don't even think he took a hit of damage. I mean, that was fantastic.
That was really fantastic. Unfortunately, just 20 rupees.
So simultaneous crystal pickups. Let's see which direction each render chooses to go from here.
So Furious might do Desert before Meyer because he doesn't know yet if Meyer or Desert is the Pendant crystal. Yeah, this is Desert first for him, which will give him escape faster. And yes, Furious has seen the big key on the bumper ledge, so he is well aware of what that cape can lead to. Meanwhile, Yuki is doing his mirror checks down here.
And unfortunately for Yuki, that is not the progression he is looking for.
Right, we got a shovel from Checkerboard. Just 5 please.
Continue to narrow the choices for where that Bombos medallion is going to be potentially.
This might be a smith chain play for Yuki. Yeah, it is. And Furious is going to finish Desert first, which will make him realize that, oh, did we have an Oops All Dungeons accidentally today? Yeah, probably. At least we get all of the pendants, even if we don't need them.
It's all dungeons.
I mean, it's technically Oops All Pendants. Like, we accidentally collected all the pendants. Even if we don't really need them. And yes, since the question is coming up in chat, Ped is very dead. There is a Ruby Orb there. Oh, right. Yuki didn't have his last pod small key. Now he has his last key. That's probably why he didn't go back there. That chest was never in logic. The smiths were holding the last one.
Furious collects a small key to Turtle Rock. It's a red pendant.
And this is now Yuki realizing, oh crap, it's a three times dip into Pendant Pod.
Now Furious is going to go pick up his shovel from Checkerboard Cave.
Now, this is also Helmasaur for Yuki.
Furious resets, going to be dropping into Misery Mire.
I believe that was the fire glitch setup. That's why he didn't run back from Checkerboard. Yeah, and Yuki getting his Steve's Town big key, and he's probably having a few not so good words about his seat. Yes, Yuki now needs to do Thieves Town to get his yeah, it's a nervous one. He needs to do Thieves Town to get his flippers so that he can do Swamp. But after that, he is in the same position as Furious is right now. Unfortunately, Furious is going to have a bit more time running around looking for that Bombos, which is still hiding. There's really not that many checks left we have.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's not a lot of locations. Can't be in Turtle Rock, so
it could be Hera Basement.
Could be Hera Basement. We do have the small key, so it could be a forced trip back up the mountain at this point. We haven't seen Mushroom yet, and we still have Magic Powder. It's an option to be checked as well. Furious doesn't know it yet. He has the shovel, but there's just 5 rubies hiding in the grove.
Yeah, and Furious showing that while you're slashing and have draining magic, you don't actually drain any magic during the slashing animation. Yuki couldn't do this because he did not have the Master Sword. Yeah, that's crystal number 6 for Furious, and he is now in... well, he's gonna go and pick up his big key, probably, if he remembers that.
Assuming that he's remembering that that big key is on Bumper Ledge, he's in full Bombos hunt.
And this is looking very much like a beeline for that right now.
He's turned in his green pendant, picked up a little bit of love. Fortunately, not going to progress him any further. Looks like he is making the play to Thieves Town, though.
Yeah, I mean, you just got the big key. It's your major lead into the sea that, yeah, I've still got a lot of things to do in there. And it's a crystal, so... And Furious is now in Bombos go mode.
Where does the hunt begin? Let's see. Magic
That's
powder. It looks
powder,
like.
yeah. There is one thing these runners never want to see right now, and that is the big key to Ice Palace. That would be even more horrible than Hera Small. Well, they have Hera Small, but that's worse right now.
That is not the answer. It's out the shovel. We know that won't be the answer as well. So we're probably taking another flute up the mountain with that small key in hand for Hera.
He's gotta check his shovel first. He's close-ish by.
I see chat suggesting Ice Palace Big in Hera Basement.
Yeah, always leave it up to chat to come up with the absolutely most horrible ways this seed could continue. Catfish has been checked. It had a sword. It is the sword lead Furious currently has.
I also see the suggestion of Hera, which will have the mushroom, which then takes us to the turn-in to get the Ice Palace Big, which then takes us to Bombos.
Yeah, when Petty is dead, chat really likes to come up with even more convoluted reasons to run around the world. But yeah, I believe this is the last thing Furious can do. I don't think he has any other check left. Meanwhile, Yuki is trudging through Thieves Town, finding his flippers.
Says too, we haven't seen any of the castle tower checks.
Yeah, because those are vanilla. In this tournament mode, the castle tower has the 2 castle tower small keys.
No, you're right. Okay.
And the GT big key is in GT.
Does the hunt continue?
There's Bombos, go mode.
And on the mountain too. Not a bad place
Yeah.
to find it. Meanwhile, Yuki's taken down blind. Picked up his flippers.
Now, a Ganon fight with Master Sword Silverless is the least amount of gear you can have for that fight. But these are accomplished runners. They know how to do that fight. They just have to take it very slow.
I'd be surprised if we don't potentially pick up tempered or silvers as we clear through Ganon's tower, assuming that the big key isn't in the first check.
But Furious here showing that he is not caring for any actual more checks than needed, but he does make a map check. Accidentally entirely. He is really in go mode. He is not waiting for any chest checks. Very good game knowledge there of picking up the 5 arrows there, because going into GT with only 2 arrows is a little bit of a risk.
Furious just burning through Turtle Rock.
And meanwhile, Yuki is going through Swamp. You need to get a single check out of all of Turtle Rock, and that is the boss.
Hard pass on Laser Bridge. Pulls up his magic. See if Trinix holds anything of value.
I also saw Trinex is, yeah, that's a menu fight for the hammer. Very, very nicely done of Furious there, and last phase.
Really clean. Nice Trinix fight. Great menuing. Going back and forth between the rods and the hammer there to clear off the initial heads.
Getting silver!
Silvers!
How do you skip every single check and still end up with the item you wanted?
That makes our Ganon fight a little bit more doable.
Yeah, last phase is a joke then. But we are going into Ganon's Tower. Please quickly type a number between 1 and 22 where you think the Ganon Tower's big key will be. We have a very short amount of time here, unfortunately, because TR is the last crystal. I'll stop you there, chat. So where do you think it is? My guess is always 7.
I always pick 13. And while Yuki has finished off Argus, picked up his crystal.
So check number 1, 10 arrows on the torch, which we pick up. We're probably gonna need those. Number 2, compass. 3, 20 rupees. 4, 20 rupees. At 5, the big key to Skullwoods. Six, 3 bombs. 7, big heart container. Some nice football in there. 8 tempered sword. 9 piece of heart. 10 bombs. 11 10 arrows. And we're mirroring back for the left side.
Just bombs and 12.
Yep. Meanwhile, Yuki is finishing up Swamp because, yeah, they're also in Bombos at this point. Unfortunately, your 13 was a health container. Number 14 has the biggie. Unfortunately,
141. Go ahead.
Yeah, unfortunately, nobody guessed 14, but the closest one is Draina Cute et Dulu. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. You had 13, and so yeah, you're Grey Fox. You also had 13.
I will gladly celebrate my almost internet point. Furious well on his way into the gauntlet. Yuki cleaning up his checks. He takes care of Pyramid Fairy. Finally on their way to the catfish, and they will find their master sword.
An hour 43. That is about an hour later than you wanted, at least.
Yeah, that's a big feels bad, man. Definitely an item you want, but way late in the run.
Yeah, Furious is just speeding through the gauntlet here. Tempered Sword Silvers, yeah, that's gonna be fast. And now we are getting the Zora checks from Yuki. He has been avoiding this area entirely for the entire seed.
Yuki about to pick up his blue mail.
With this gear, I don't see Furious picking up any extra checks here. He did not pick up the magic. Yeah. You do want that magic. Since Agatu does not refill.
Nice quick kill on Moldorm 2. Yuki is going to discover the magic bat. Not going to provide his Bombos. Does have the flute out, so this is a possible trip back up the mountain though for him. Know that Hera is the play.
Right, this is flipper checks. You can never did any of these.
That's right. Furious set up for the water walk and the fake flippers early in the match. Yuki did not.
Yeah, Tempered Sword spins, and this is a perfect corner. Getting those spins in. No damage. No damage taken down.
It's a question of how many teleports.
Many as Ganon wants to, and he wants them a lot currently. That's 2 hits. Just 2 more. And Furious has a 1x3 bridge to cross. Get your GDs in chat. And yes, Furious Magic finishes the seat in an official race time of 1:48.09. And yeah, Yuki is going to find his Bombos down here, and I don't think I will be spoiling much. He will forfeit right after 5 minutes. And we are joined here in the booth by FuriousMagic. GG.
Hey there, GG's.
Yeah, I assume you've been chatting a little bit with Yuki afterwards, but you routed this seed very, very well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I tend to route for full clears, especially in the early mid game. I'm not really that aggressive, and I'll try to hold off on checks until I can do most or all of them. So I think that played to my advantage here. I'm not sure if Pod got Yuki at all, because that was a nasty Stevestown mirror combination there.
Yeah, that got him. Also the myths. He located those.
I was also wondering about that, because like when I was thinking about skipping, like, oh yeah, I don't have a sword, I don't have any easy way to get myself through Dark Cross. But then I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just use Geist Rod, see if that works. And sure enough, it did, and that was really nice for routing and whatnot.
Yeah, and please get your GDs in chat for Yuki. He has forfeited at this point.
Can't blame him. That was a brutal seed for Bombos. There's no easy way to get that in. The only conceivable way to me is you get Spike Cave at first, and then you later try to pair in Air Basement with Spike Cave, but that's just still just 2 checks in the entire world, and you don't really want to go up the mountain until you get Bombos, so tough call, tough call.
Yeah. Also, that cane.
Oh
How many
yeah,
times are you gonna find that thing in the middle of Ice Palace?
I got a good chuckle out of that. I'm like, oh, look at that, it is in here. Neat. Yeah, the only reason why I actually didn't put off Ice Palace for Kane. I put off Ice Palace because I wanted the big key, and that ended up just being in Turtle Rock actually. So was never going to get that. So that was nice.
But yeah, the entire routing of this seed was very, very efficient from your way. And we are joined here by Yuki as well. GG's.
GG's.
Hey, GG's.
Yeah, that seed was not friendly.
Yeah, there were plenty of traps in it.
You were prepared to death warp after Zelda Cell and then save and quit.
Yeah, I figured I didn't add much to locate myself in the dark room. And with low health, it could have been really bad fast, so I put it for later at that point.
Yeah, understandable, completely understandable. I believe, Furious, you used Ice Rod to navigate around with frozen ropes.
Yeah, the rope the rope hallway. That one's typically the easiest one to take damage and whatnot. So I just spammed Ice Rod, froze whatever I could, and then picked up one of them to just navigate to the next room. So that worked out nicely.
Yeah, you did a nice early combination of water walk and fake flippers as well to clear out the Zor area, picking up the bloom early, adding a little bit of defense. For otherwise, early was a kind of a poverty seed as far as health went.
Oh yeah, that is true. The 300 from Regina is doing that first. That was really nice. Definitely incentivized me to do go full clear auto water checks. So yeah, that was pretty nice.
And Yuki showing us the last sword in the roller room.
Yeah, unfortunately, Yuki, in your case, fighter sword for really the entire match until that catfish check at the very end where you were able to locate Master Sword.
Yep.
And to your credit, your Vitreous fight was awesome. I mean, given Green Mail and Fighter Sword, you did a really nice job toggling your menus there. I don't think you took any damage in that fight, so it wasn't quick.
No, I tend to try to go the safe way whenever I can on Vitia with Fighter Sword.
Oh no, and for good reason. That's one heck of a fight.
Yeah, I thought about going to Hylia Ferry to get some more arrows, but I kind of forgot after buying my potions to go back there, so yeah, I used my bombs and what arrows I could before finish it with the sword. I take it there was a sword in GT as well.
Yeah. I believe in the compass room.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's only one check that you completed, Furious, in the entire clear of Turtle Rock, but you finish off, try next to discover silvers.
Oh yeah, that was pretty nice. I wasn't gonna go too far on my way to try to find tempered or silvers, and they just both ended up being on my path. So that was a nice gift from this awful seed.
Yeah, the one thing that Yuki had over you for most of the seed was the cape and the Turtle Rock Big Key.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I put off Desert for a very long time until I, comboed it with Clearing Mire. Fortunately, that TR big key did not decay early because Bombos ended up being our, gummos and whatnot. So I dodged a bullet there.
This seed actually turning out to be an oops all pendant seed.
Right.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate pendant layout. Still ended up getting all of them, despite doing a very early ped check. Find out it was dead.
Yeah, considering that you had to enter at least all of them once, yeah, all of them required you to at least go into them. So you didn't need to finish them, but you couldn't know that when you entered them. So yeah.
I also had no idea they were pendants when I got in them, so
Oh no.
I had to take a chance to clear them and hope it was a crystal, but it wasn't.
There's that too.
Yeah, that's keys for you.
Yep.
I was kind of hoping for a non-keys mode because this is the servers I've done now, and all of them have been keys related. So maybe the next one won't be.
Maybe.
Yeah, I believe that is it. If you have any last words to say from our runners.
Just thank you for the stream. Really appreciate it. And see you next time.
Yeah, I'm just going to echo what Yuki said. Thank you guys for putting on the restream. Appreciate that greatly.
GGs to both the runners. Furious, congratulations. 3-0 in group. You're off to a great start. Yuki, I know this was your first race. Unfortunately, you got a really troll key sanity. I hope you've got 5 good ones ahead of you, so I'm looking forward to watching you run. You both put on a great show today, so appreciate it. It was a lot of fun to be on the call this one with Titan as well. Nice to work with him again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, runners, for a fantastic race. Thank you, Grey Fox, for coming. It was really fun again. Thank you to our tracker. Let's see, Colonel Critter on Twitch and other names elsewhere. Thank you to our amazing admin team. Thank you to the restreamers. We couldn't do this without you. It is so fun to watch these and comment and raise these seeds. Thank you to all people in chat. You were absolutely wonderful today, helping us when we couldn't find things and such. Yeah, thank you to everyone. And I believe that is it for us here today. Thank you all, and I hope that everybody has a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Goodbye.